Okay, we're live. Just letting you know.
Oh, cool.
All right, the camera's not on at all, so we're good.
Oh, it's not going to come
Camera's
on
not even on. So.
at any point? Or
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Camera's not on. Are you okay with that?
I mean, it was never going to be on me.
Okay, I need to ask you a serious question. Have you ever contemplated suicide?
Yes.
Okay, my joke wasn't going to work because I was going to say... If you were going to say no, I was going to say, clearly you've never played Magnus Opum.
Oh, sorry.
I can't go back. That's okay. I have to go back and I have to do sound correcting because of how loud your cackle is.
Love you!
I know. Alright, so the way that we're doing this is I'm going to show you this cool puzzle game. Do you like puzzle games?
Sometimes. Depends on what kind of puzzle.
Okay, well this is kind of a puzzle that it's kind of a puzzle that I hate. So.
Oh, is it possible to put it on the big screen?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's on the screen now.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyways, so the way this game works, so if you take a look here, I'm actually gonna tilt this towards you. Here we go.
I thought I was having to look at that tiny one. I'm
Here.
like, I can't see shit.
Okay. Well, I'll show you the other one. You can look at this. Can you see this one just fine? You don't have to read it. You just have to get a basic idea of what you're looking at.
Then yes.
So you can see it, but you have no idea what you're looking at.
Correct.
All right. This is one of those games that's kind of a puzzle game where they tell you, they show you everything all at once to overwhelm you. Awesome. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. Alright. I think I'm going to stop here, actually.
Say that.
Well, because I can't hear you if the mic isn't up to you. But then you're too loud when it's right next to it. It's actually they're in space.
Sorry.
God damn it. This is fine. This is fine. Shit show is like kind of my brand anyway, so let's just fucking go.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Alright, let's just fucking do this.
You want me to say no the next time on the suicide question?
No, we're just gonna keep going. I'm not gonna go back over the suicide question. I'm just gonna go right from that point where I cut off to like right where I started recording again, which was 30 seconds ago.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Alright, cool. I mean, I figure with how loud the mic is and like it's picking up background noise, I have to go back and I have to do audio correction anyway. So I'll see if I can do some like sound muting at your cackles, which I want to let you know that like over here on my little screen here. Thanks, Knight. Holy shit. Every time you laugh, like the red, it maxes out the red on the speaker here. You okay?
Yeah. I'm trying to be quieter.
You don't have to be... You know what? Don't even worry about being quieter. Alright, I think I picked a bad one to try and use as the example here anyway, because it already has it done for me. So, in this game, Magnum Opus Magnum... I'm gonna put him outside, I swear to God. Okay, so I put the dog outside, so I put both of them actually. It should be fine now. Anyways, so in this game, Magnum Opus, you take on the role of a steampunk fantasy type guy who is an alchemist, and you have a job. You have to create a product, and this one is supposed to be just stabilized water. You as an alchemist, you're working for like a rich family. And so then you have to do what they want. And so you have to create an alchemical machine in order to create this. So you really don't have any limit as to what you can do to try and make this machine. You're supposed to, for the sake of points, try and find the most efficient way to do it. But really you can do whatever you want to as long as it works. So you've got different mechanisms that move them around. And you've got different glyphs that change the way that your reagents react. So in order to create the stabilized water, I've got to get one element water on. I've got to fuse one element of water to whatever the other one is. I haven't played this game in like 2 weeks. So in order to get them to fuse together, you have to change one of these. You have to use a glyph of calcification. I think that's salt. You have to turn water into salt with this thing. So let me show you here. So with this arm, these arms are pretty great. They move and they grab things, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy right here, just to demonstrate how things change. So we're going to start off Again, up to 3 weeks if I can figure out, remember. So this one is drop, which one is grab? This is grab, and this one's labeled 1. So by dropping this thing here, this instruction here on the bottom, that tells mechanism 1 to grab. And then after that, I have other things I can do. I can tell it to wait. I can tell it to move. If it's a pulley, if it can move in and out, it's going to do that. But I'm going to do not pivot, rotate. So it's going to grab and it's going to rotate because I have these instructions on here. So I hit play and I'm actually going to have it move twice. Here we go. It's going to move twice. Grab. So he grabs and then moves it. And then it's going to keep repeating whatever you tell it to do over and over again. So yeah, I'll just have it actually just rotate once. So grab, move, and then it turns it. So now I've got to figure out how to get this thing onto here, get a water onto here. When both of those elements are here on this piece, they fuse together. And from there, you have to put it onto the product part.
This reminds me of chemistry.
It kind of is chemistry. After all, it is alchemistry. Got him! It's alchemistry. Isn't that hilarious? So, isn't that hilarious? It's so freaking hilarious. So, it's up to you to figure out there's no real points in this, but you can try and find more efficient ways to do it for yourself. The game only really cares if you figure out how to do it on your own, and I'm probably going to regret trying to do this in real time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move things around a little bit. So we've got one water here, and again, you can put down as many mechanisms as you want to. So I think the easiest thing for me to do is I'm going to have I'm probably going to need 3 actually, but I'll get that third one. So what I will do is I will have mechanism 1 grab this. I'm going to rotate it to the right. When it goes over the glyph of calcification, it turns it into salt. Actually, I got a better idea. Move this right here. It's right fucking here. I think I fucking got it right here. So, have this turn to the right. So turn 1, it grabs. And then for this other mechanism, I'll have this one. Turn 1, grab. And instead, this one's going to turn to the left. Because it's going, clockwise. So, here we go. And then and then you can at the bottom here, you can play it. You can just have it run the way it's supposed to, or you can do it step by step. So I'll do step 1. So step 1, these should both be grabbing. They grab. And then step 2, they should both turn. There we go. So we've got the water where it's supposed to be on the fuser thing.
Yep.
I need to have one more motion. So I will stop this here. We'll add one more pivot. No, is it pivot or rotate? It is rotate. And so then I'm going to have them both drop. So that way, because as long as they're being held, they're not going to fuse. So grab, rotate. On this bottom one here, I've got it to skip a beat, and then they both drop, and then it should fuse. All right. Well, so what I did, I messed up trying to show off because I was hitting play. So one of the rules is that you can't move atoms in 2 different directions at once. So by immediately trying to start over, going by the instructions that I gave it, once they let go, they start over and they just grab again and try and turn. So what I have to do instead is I have to use the reset instruction. That makes it drop anything it's holding and go right back to wherever it started.
And then you should be good?
I won't be good because I still have to get it from here over to here.
Oh.
So let's see what we've got so far. So that's step 1, grab, move, and then they just fused. Cool. So then now they reset. Theoretically. They reset.
Cool.
And then now once I've got them fused, I have to find a way to get them here. So, because otherwise they're just going to keep repeating, and they're going to get in the way and hit each other. You can't have atoms collide when we're not supposed to. So,
okay, you just adjust that up or something.
See, what I've been using so far, I've been using the really basic ones, and these ones, they just turn. Now, this one is a little more expensive, the piston, which, again, you don't really have a problem with a max amount of money you need to stay in, unless you're a crazy person trying to go for the best score. So, I'm just going to grab things. So, we get to the point. So then, let's see here, piston 3, I want it to grab when everything lets go. or rather the turn after everything lets go. And then once it grabs it, it's going to I want to spin it to the left because this is the way it's going to turn. So let's do one of these and one of these. All right, let's play it and see what happens.
Yep.
Grab. Uh-oh.
Oh.
It wasn't right. Now these things, now one of the things that's fun about these piston ones is they can extend and they can also turn in place. So I can have the arm turn it to a much better, to a much more, it's the angle I want it to be.
Yeah.
We're going to turn, and then it's going to spin, and it spun the wrong way. Oops. Alright, hold up. I can get a spin the other way.
Okay. Let's
spin it this way, and then it should drop it. Right? Here we go. And then it didn't drop it! You fuck, why didn't you drop? I'm not even gonna bother sensing that out. You fuck. Alright. Reset instruction. That should be it. Because when you do reset instruction, it should drop everything and just return to the first part. So let's try this again.
Hey!
Why didn't it? I have it backwards.
Oh.
I have it backwards. That's why. Look. Who's a fucking dumbass? It's me. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna spin it the way that. There we go. You can change these to be at any angle that you want to in order to make your alchemical machine work.
Wasn't it farther away though?
No. This should be it. Watch this. Okay. Unless I was wrong. It's still backwards. It's still backwards. Who could have predicted this? Who could have predicted this? Let's try one more time. This should be it, right?
And da-da-da!
There we go.
Yay!
You have to make a machine that is consistent, that you can make however many products of it. So with something simple like this, it's probably not going to be a problem. But if you have something that has something like 15 steps, you have to make sure that the arms
are really freaking complicated.
This is hard. The only reason that I knew how to do this on Try is because I've already done a bunch of these. They're really good with introducing one thing at a time, and then when you get to the chapter 1 where it really starts, they don't fuck around anymore. Let's look at the solution for the latest one I was working on.
Jesus.
I'm mad. I got real mad here. I could not figure this shit out. This is what I have so far. And I was pretty sure I was on the right path, but then everything keeps crashing. What I can do is, thankfully, it shows ones that you have completed, so I can just show you some ones that I'm actually really proud of. Here we go. Watch this. Oh yeah, so one of the other things I like is, in addition to things that just spin around and change angle, you actually can make like a little track for these things to move on. So watch this.
Oh, cool. Oh, wow.
It's insanely complicated.
This reminds me a lot of chemistry.
This one took me half an hour to figure this one out.
Yeah.
And I guarantee this is not the most efficient way to do it.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Because there's some of these. Now remember how I told you that you have to like convert some of those, right?
Yeah.
Oh, some of these you have to convert multiple times in order to create the product that you need. Yeah. So there is actually there's a table of elements. There's a table of elements that shows how many times you have to actually transmute something into another. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. This is the table of elements they give you. They give us to you in chapter 1, and I'm like, oh god, I hope I never have to use this. You do. You do have to use this. So you always start off with lead. That's what the rich people who hire you are only willing to give you. So you always have to transmute it up from lead, pass it over the quicksilver glyph, and then from tin, iron, copper, silver, and then eventually gold. Here are the different elements, and these elements are all interesting in that basically whenever you pass them over the glyph of calcification, they all turn into salt. I had some problems with some of them where the solution, I had to rethink the solution a million times because I accidentally kept passing over the calcification glyph. So let's just look at this one. This one, yep. See that? I got this set up perfectly, so that way it just by moving, it automatically passes over it.
Huh.
And I've got this arm here, so that way when I need to put a water down, it doesn't accidentally pass over this glyph.
Nice.
So this is a game that definitely made me contemplate suicide, which is the joke I was going for at the beginning of this. But
Whale.
yeah, but you ruined it by actually having contemplated suicide. So thank you, Miss. I appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna show one more that I'm proud of, and then I'm going to. I think that's actually pretty much all I need to talk about, just how the game works and show how complicated it is.
It looks freaking complicated. Like, this reminds me so much of chemistry. It's like,
This one I'm actually really proud of. This is like stupid simple. This was not easy to figure out, but I just what's the word? Just the figuring out the nicest way to do it to make it look so clean and have so few moving parts. That was satisfying. It really makes me feel like an alchemist, the same way that Batman games make you feel like Batman. So
I feel like it helps you with like creativity a bit too.
It does. You gotta take your brain out. I think one of the lines I used in the written review I had for this is that in order to play this game, first you have to unscrew your skull, pull out your brain, smooth it out, roll it out like dough, season it a little bit, put it back in there, and then massage while it's in the skull, seal your skull back on, and then contemplate suicide.
So this is not for smooth-brained people.
This is not for smooth-brained people. If you think you're good at puzzles, go for it. Who knows? You might find out by playing this game that you're actually only good at Sudoku. I wouldn't even consider jigsaw puzzles real puzzles because who are jigsaw puzzles aimed at? Babies and old people. Am I right?
I don't know about babies.
I would give babies. Here's the only difference between jigsaw puzzles for babies and old people is the amount of puzzles, the amount of pieces. I would give a baby a 4-piece jigsaw puzzle. I would give a 95-year-old a 4-piece jigsaw puzzle.
I don't know. I mean, like, babies put stuff in their mouths.
Well, if it's a 4-piece puzzle, it's going to be too big for their mouth.
I mean, I don't know. I'd say more toddler.
You think a toddler could play this game?
No, for jigsaw puzzles.
I'm just asking you. I know you're talking about puzzles. I'm just asking you. Do you think a toddler could play this?
Oh, hell no.
Do you think you could play this?
Oh, hell no.
You don't think so?
I do not have the patience for this. This would drive me up the wall.
This is one of those things where it's really hard to do, but when you get it done, it's so immensely satisfying. But if you can't, it's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, I imagine getting frustrated with it and then hearing Mom in the back of my head, Becca, why are you getting frustrated? It's just a game. Just put it down. And then I'll quit it for like a month and then it was like, why was I even playing in the first place?
Yeah, I definitely get that. Having played this game, I played this game for about 3 hours, which is generous compared to how long I usually play games I get in Humble Bundle. After 3 hours, I can definitely say I'm not coming back to it. I think if I liked puzzles a little more, I'd have more fun. I'd be willing to come back.
I feel like our roommate would like this, though.
Maybe. I'm completely... We have a bunch of roommates. I don't know which one you talk about.
Zebot?
Zebot, oh.
Yeah.
He might. I also think he'd get frustrated and then just quit way sooner than I did.
But he really likes puzzles.
I don't know. Zebot, if you're listening, she thinks you might like this one.
Yeah.
To anybody else, if you guys like puzzles, you might like this one. If you don't like puzzles, I would not recommend it. In fact, I would not recommend this to anybody but the most hardcore of players. If you got this in a Humble Bundle like I did, try it out, because you might as well. But, don't feel bad about giving up, because I'm a quitter, and so are you.
Yeah, I definitely am.